Alright YouTube, I ain't made a video in a while. Just figured I'd update everybody on what's going on with the bike. This is the Gearfalcon as she sits right now. I think I put that fuel tank on since the last time. Custom made seat. I just put this custom made fender, and yes, it looks a little boxy and I had to go through some things to make it, but it was free and it's there and it works. That's my tail light combo. It's a parking light, tail light, turn signals. It's also got a light for the license plate. Just made this kickstand yesterday. I did want the kickstand that kicks the back wheel off the ground, but it's not going to work out. The jack shaft down there at the bottom is too low for that kickstand to work. So this one actually kicks all the way up against the side, and it's probably the sturdiest one I think I've ever made. Even though I've never really made another one besides the other one that was on here. Let's see, got the speedometer on. It's just a regular bicycle speedometer. I actually had to extend the cable. It's this weird mass of stuff that goes right down to here. And since these are those reinforced wheels from Tractor Supply, I had to drill a little hole into the hub so that the arm that comes off of this could go into it, so it'll spin it as the bike's going and it'll get the speed. This being a 26-inch wheel, that's actually made for a 27 to 26. I just got a text. 27 to a 26-inch wheel. So it's going to work out perfect as far as speeds go. If anything, it'll tell me I might be going a little bit slower than I actually am. I just welded on the brackets for the turn signals down there, these little bitty guys. Those are the front turn signals. I needed those for the front because the back doesn't have any in it. And all I did was I welded these little tabs. I just finished doing it, so it's actually pretty hot still. But I'm gonna round those off, get all the stuff off. It's just a rough cut. Nothing's been finalized or fixed. This brake cable for the front hydraulic brake. I actually was using manual brakes and decided to go to a hydraulic brake because it wasn't enough. This thing's heavy, but not too heavy. But there's the other turn signal there. Got my exhaust on there. I want to wrap that thing because I really can't paint it. Let's see. Here's my front brake, the master cylinder for it. Also got the thumb throttle. That's your throttle right there. And right now I've got a mechanical brake on the back, but that's going to change. So I got the little mechanical brake back there. Here's the fiberglass fender that I made a while ago. That weird stuff that you see there, that's aluminum foil. What I did was I took a regular bicycle rim. As you can see it under the table there. I put a pool noodle on the bicycle rim. Here, I'll pull it out if I can. All right, there she is. I took a regular 26-inch bicycle rim and I put a pool noodle on it. And then I covered it in aluminum foil because the fiberglass that I'm using, the compound, actually dissolves this. So I covered this in aluminum foil and then I fiberglassed over it. And I can't get the aluminum foil off of here, but guess what? I don't care. It'll be just fine. I got a couple things I got to do to this to make it strong because it being fiberglass, it's about 4 coats. It didn't come out perfect on this side. This side it actually turned out all right, pretty smooth. Just hit that with a flapper disc to shape it, and it works. Nothing's finalized yet. Right now I'm still working on the operation. Right now this thing goes about 37 miles per hour. And oh, that's my carburetor intake. The fitting goes down there. I just needed it to curve out and get out of the way of the fuel tank. Right now the fuel tank's a little crooked, but it's sitting on top of the valve cover. I don't like it. But right now this thing goes 37 miles per hour just about. And for this, all this work, dude, that's too slow. Way too slow. So even with the torque converter on it, it's just that engine right there. It's a 169cc Subaru Robin EX17. And I liked it because it was black and it was nice, and the way it fits in there and the way it looks. I mean, it looks pretty nice. I like it. I like it a lot. However, it is weak. Too weak for what I want it to do. So what I'm going to do, this is Big Boy from, this is the first one that I built. I just got to put the new wheels on it because the wheels that I had on it were completely too little. This one's really, really heavy. Really, really big frame. So I've got it's a 200 XL something, like a Honda or something, Suzuki, something like that. That's the front wheel off of it, and that is the back wheel off of it. These are actual motorcycle wheels, and that'll work perfect. They came off of a 200cc motorcycle. That's a 212 Predator, and I just found out that this one actually is the Hemi. The way you can tell the difference in the Hemi, the valve cover here is rounded on a Hemi, and on the wedge style combustion chamber, it looks like a stop sign. But what's weird about this is it's a foreign size. So the axle for the front wheel is like a 12 or 13 millimeter. So I've got to find some, and for all my axles I just use bolts, but I do use hardened steel bolts. That way it's the same strength as an axle. But if you look at these motorcycle axles, I mean, what do you think that is? It's nothing but a bolt. Yes, it's an axle, but you got a head on this side, shoulder bolt, and then you got a nut on that side, castellated, so that you can put a cotter pin through there. You got the spacers all with it and everything. This is a drum brake. You know, that's all it is. It's just a hardened bolt, so that's what I'm going to use. But for the Gearfalcon over there, I'm going to take this engine because it's been sitting for like 3 months because the wheel issue and all that. So while this one's getting redone, and I got to modify the rear end to accept that one. That one over there was the one that was on it. It was a 21. That one's a 16. That one's an 18. So it's going to boost the torque, but I got to buy a new one anyway. So I'm going to take that one off of there, put it onto that one, and just see what happens. This one right now runs 49.8 miles per hour. Well, it did when it was running, but I had a 48.2 sprocket on the back. This one comes with a 45, so it'll get the torque back by making the rear wheel smaller, but it'll get the speed, probably increase it because the sprocket's a little bit smaller than it was before. So instead of spending $119 or $120, whatever it turns out to be right now, I'm going to take this bad boy off of here, leave the torque converter there and everything, and I'll swap over everything from that engine over there, and then I'll end up putting that engine on this one. That one over there was going maybe about 35, 40. It just didn't have the strength to completely flex the torque converter and get all of the power. Like, you were kind of getting half the power, and right now that's what's going on with this one. I mean, it's a really good riding bike. It's nice, you know, but it has to go faster. Has to go faster. So when I strip it down, after I get everything the way that I want it and get it painted and everything, then we'll see about swapping out the engines because I got to take it off anyway. But until then, I just figured I'd make a video. Stay tuned.